If you're asking your loved one to repeat themselves more than you used to, if the voice keeps getting quieter and everyone's told you it's just part of Parkinson's, this video is going to change what you think is happening. Because yes, Parkinson's affects the voice. That's true. But it's not the whole story. And the part nobody tells you, that's the part you can actually do something about. The spiral. Here's what actually happens to the voice in Parkinson's. Yes, the disease makes speaking harder. That's real. The muscles that control the voice, the vocal folds, the diaphragm, the tongue, the lips, they're all affected by Parkinson's. Speaking takes more effort than it used to. But here's where it gets important. Harder doesn't mean impossible. It means harder. So what happens? Speaking is harder. So they speak a little less. Maybe they stop calling friends. Maybe they let you order at the restaurant. Maybe they sit quietly at family dinners instead of jumping into the conversation like they used to. And the whole world adapts. You start finishing their sentences. You start answering for them at the doctor's office. The family learns to just not ask as many questions. Now they're all talking. Now they're talking even less. And here's the part that matters. The voice is a muscle system. When you use it less, it gets weaker. When it gets weaker, it gets even harder to use. So they use it even less. And it gets weaker still. That's the spiral. Harder leads to less. Less leads to weaker. Weaker leads to harder. And it keeps going. The misconception. Here's what most people get wrong about this. They think the voice is disappearing because of Parkinson's. And at the beginning, yeah, the disease starts the process. But the disease doesn't do all of it. The spiral does most of the damage. Parkinson's makes speaking harder, but the disuse is what takes the voice away. The average person talks for about 2 hours a day. Most of the Parkinson's patients I work with, they're down to about 15 minutes. And it's not because they can't speak anymore. It's because the day no longer asks them to. What's this mean? And that's actually good news, because it means there's a modifiable factor here. You can't change the Parkinson's. You can't undo the diagnosis, but you can change how much they use their voice every day, and that changes the trajectory of the decline. The formal therapy, LSVT loud, speak out, the exercises your speech therapist gives you, that's important, but it's 1 hour a week, maybe 2. What happens in the other 23 hours every day? That's what determines whether the voice stays or goes. And that's what the next video is about. Because the reason they're not talking for those other 23 hours, it's not what you think. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Subscribe if you want to understand why the voice is disappearing and what you can actually do about it from home. Every day in the moments that matter.